All right, this video is going to talk about folders in Lightroom and how we can organize our images. So Lightroom is really good at mimicking exactly what our folder structure is out in our operating system. It's also really good at creating a folder structure and allowing us to move items from one part of our operating system to another. So that might be different parts of a hard drive or to different hard drives or to different folders on a drive. So we're going to talk a little bit about how we can do that. There's 2 or 3 ways that we can do that. Over here in the folders tab, I'm in the library module. So the folders tab is right here, and each one of these bars represents a hard drive attached to my computer. And my online, or this catalog, this Lightroom catalog, is actually sitting on I/O right here. And so this tells me how much space I've got available, how large the drive is, and how much I'm using. And then it gives me a breakdown of my folders, and it shows me how many images are in each folder. I can open and close these at will, just like so. And this is a terabyte drive here, so this is 8.5 or 8.4 terabytes of space. And if I scroll over that, it'll actually show me how much is free and how much is there. And remember, this is just those 98 photos simply represents what's been cataloged into Lightroom. So that drive El Cap has got years of work on it actually, but the only work that's cataloged into this cataloged into this catalog are just these 98 photos. So we're going to move them over here onto I/O to kind of clean things up a little bit. So a couple different ways you can do that. You could take an image here, and I can right click on this, and I could say go ahead and go to folder and library, and it's going to pull that up right there. So I might take like this last image here, and this is in a 2016 this is in a June 17th folder, and I want to put it into this June 17th folder. So I can just click and drag this photo off just like this, and it will take a moment, but it will then move that image over there for me. There it goes. I'm working over a bit of a network right now, so it's going to be a little slower. I could also take all of these images here and click on this one, and then shift click down to this one, and go ahead and drag them in. And you can also, while it's working on that, we can also just take this entire folder then, and we can take this folder and drag this over here and drop it into this 2019 folder. And it will populate then, all of that will come over here. So now I've got 2 operations in progress. Between zooming my screen and recording a video at the same time, I'm totally starting to tax out my little Mac here. Now, once I've got these photos over here, I can pop back in here. Let's see. All right, so we have these images here. Now we're gonna go ahead and break Lightroom and then put it back together. So with a photo like this here, so let's say I've got this image, and if right now I don't have any warnings, I can always pull up my metadata here, so you can just use the I key to be able to pull that up. So you've got date and time, and then exposure information, what lens you used, turn that off. So let's go ahead, and here it's telling me that I've cropped the image, we've made some exposure adjustments. I'm going to right click on this photo down here in the film strip, and I am going to say to show it in the Finder. All right, so here's my photo right here. I'm going to take this, and you can see here that my photo doesn't have any edits done to it, right? So remember, all of our edits in Lightroom are virtual. Everything is getting just kind of written out as a recipe card, so to speak. And that's our original photo there with no edits. So if we went back in our history, we could undo all of our edits to that image. Now I'm just going to take this photo here and I'm going to just drag it out one level on right to here. There it is. And now I'm going to go back over to Lightroom. And nothing has changed so far. Everything's okay. If we look in grid view though, you'll notice that there's an exclamation mark right here, right there, okay? And if I went to develop, so I'm going to press D for develop, and now it's going to pop up and it's probably going to tell me everything looks good, but usually there's a message that will pop up here that says that this file can't be edited because the original can't be found. Okay, and if I click on that exclamation mark, that's exactly what I get, is could not be used because the original file could not be found. Would you like to locate it? Now I'm going to press cancel right now because I know exactly where we put that. And now if I drag this file back in here and I go back over to Lightroom, that exclamation mark that was on the bottom there or up there in the grid view, that is now gone, and everything is back to normal there. So with moving files, we always want to move things within Lightroom in order to keep track of them. You can see now here we're down to 0 files moved here, and it's working on these last 62 of them right there. And in that 2018 folder, we'll see them skip around back and forth every so often. So the number will get smaller here and it'll get larger over here. We can actually click over here and then watch them propagate in one by one. So if you're moving files, do it within Lightroom. If you do it outside of Lightroom, you're going to end up breaking things and breaking your link from where Lightroom knows how to manage that. There's more information in the textbook about that, and let me know if you have questions in the Q&A forum. All right, thanks for watching.